A very good evening to you. Thank you for watching the Uganda Catholic Television. This is the Thursday edition of Uctv News. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch, and to start this off with, the Minister for Kampala Capital City and Metropolitan Affairs, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, has directed division town clerks to carry out house-to-house inspection with effect from the 1st of December 2023 to ensure compliance of various building guidelines ahead of the 19th Non-Aligned Movement NAM and Group of 77 Plus China conferences set for January 2024. Minsa disclosed this at the Uganda Media Center and directed all division town clerks to ensure that all illegal structures like kiosks, posters, business signposts, shop extensions are removed, ensure installation of lighting on the building frontages and trading spaces, renovation of unsightly buildings, painting and adherence to building regulations, removal of illegal taxi stages and border stages, among others. She also directed all property owners, city operators and public to ensure that they comply with the guidelines before the 20th of December to avoid penalties. The Minister Kabanda also called upon residents of Kampala to improve their residencies and trading spaces by cleaning the areas, avoid littering, among others, thus calling upon the public to come together as they organize the city not just for the summits but for the overall development of Kampala or the capital city.
Under the Kampala Capital City Act 2010, it is the mandate of KCCA to plan for the city, to construct and maintain city roads, to carry out physical planning, development control, and to maintain law, order, and security. KCCA is actively working towards a modern smart city to guarantee an attractive, livable, and sustainable city for the well-being of the city residents, as well as for all of our guests from all over the world visiting for the impending global events. In January 2024, Kampala City will host the 19th Non-Aligned Movement NAM and Group of 77 G77 plus China summits at the Speak Resort, Munyonyo. Kampala City leadership will ensure that the city is ready to receive our guests. Roads and drain rehabilitation. Our mission is to deliver quality services to the people of Kampala and the metropolitan area. We are currently working on rehabilitation of the city roads and drainages and have embarked on the following roadworks: Cape Wavamuno Road, Gaba Road, Mukwano Road, and Press House Road. There are road repairs in Machide Division at UCB Rise, Mobutu Road, Prince Badru Kakungulu Road, Salama Road, Tank Hill Road, and Sediso Road. We have drainage improvement works on Cape Road, Otospa, and Gaba Road, Bunga Soya, and culvert crossings at critical areas. KCCA is restoring and installing street lights on the above and other key roads across the city. Beautification. We are also doing beautification and landscaping works across the city. We can see such works at the Kubiri roundabout in Kawempe Division, along Gaba Road in Machinde Division, and other parts of the city. I also call upon all residents of Kampala City and metropolitan areas to observe the following 4 things. That is, improve their residences and trading spaces by cleaning and painting the outer areas. Can I repeat this? By cleaning and painting their area working places. Install security lighting on their premises. Pave their frontage so that there is a clean entrance to the residences and trading spaces. Beautify by cleaning and greening and avoid littering. KCCA issued a notice on November 9, 2023 via radio and newspaper informing the public that KCCA would carry out inspections to ensure that the residents maintain the city. The KCCA Physical Planning, Public Health and Enforcement teams are monitoring compliance in the city suburbs. The division town clerks are therefore going to carry out a house-to-house inspection with effect from 1st December 2023 to ensure compliance to the following: cleanliness, proper sanitation, and proper waste disposal in every home and trading space. Renovation of unsightly buildings, painting and adherence to building regulations. Removal of illegal and unsightly structures, kiosks, temporary structures, advertising tools, business signs, shop extensions. Installation of lights in the building, frontages, and trading spaces. Maintenance of clean and green yards and paving of frontages. Clean and desilted and unblocked drainages. Replacement of unsightly hoardings for construction sites. Slashing and clearing of undeveloped plots. Erection of signboards for all ongoing approved construction sites. Removal of illegal tax stages and border stages. Removal of illegal roadside markets operating in road reserves. Immediate withdrawal of licenses from bars emitting noise beyond the regulation levels. No trespassing on restricted greens. No parking on pavements. No animals should be left to loiter in the city. No animals should be left to loiter in the city. Property owners, city operators, and public are therefore informed to attend to the above to ensure compliance by December 23, 2023 to avoid penalties. Failure to do so, cases shall have no option but to enforce compliance in line with the provision of the Physical Planning Act 2010 as amended, the Building Control Act 2013, and the National Environment Noise Standards and Control Regulations 2003. I'm glad that some property owners, especially along Gaba Road, have heeded to our call and are already improving their buildings and frontages. Vendors operating on streets are encouraged to find space in any of the 16 markets KCC operates.
Government is organizing the first ever presidential investors conference aimed at addressing challenges faced by investors operating in Uganda. Investors in agricultural value addition and manufacturing operating in and outside industrial parks have been asked to register and attend the conference. The conference is slated for the 29th of November 2023 at Kololo Independence Grounds, with His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni being the chief guest. Anite argued that investors being the biggest job creators in the country, the president wants to hear from them the challenges they face, such that the government works on them for them to work in a favorable environment.
It is very exciting for us to come to Uganda Media Center yet again on investment issues and job creation. Today we come to you with a message and a call to all investors in Uganda to come for a presidential investors conference, the first of its kind, which will take place on 29th of November in Kololo. His Excellency the President is the main convener of this investment conference. That's why it is codenamed Presidential Investors Conference. And the subjects that we would like to tackle are challenges that investors are facing in the country. We are not on attraction in this journey because we have attracted a big number of them. We now want to see how best we can facilitate them and how, if we facilitate them better, how they would be able to be living testimonies to attract other investors to come in the country. So we will be tackling investors according to their sectors. We are inviting them, those who are in the sector of commercial agriculture, because it is very, very key for us. We're looking at value addition. So all those who are in commercial agriculture or agribusiness, if you like it, we are inviting them to come and register with Uganda Investment Authority so as to be able to be allowed to attend the conference. Yes, we know that they have already been licensed, but even if you are not licensed, but you are in commercial agriculture or value addition of any kind, and you have formalized business, you are most welcome for the Presidential Investors Conference on 29th. We are also looking at investors in the sector of manufacturing of any kind. So we will be getting those who are in the industrial parks and those who are outside the industrial parks. We would like to ask all of them to come and attend this conference and tell us how they're faring in the country, because we have established an environment for all of them to be able to invest in this country, but we further want to hear from them, and His Excellency the President wants to hear from them. We will be looking at investors who are in the ICT sector. Now, as you all do know, that we have so many young people who are into that sector, but we want those who have formalized the businesses. If you have not formalized your business, you are not welcomed in this conference, because then you are not a recognized or a legal entity. So first and foremost, you have to have registered your business. And the ICT sector, we're looking at those who are operating BPOs, and if you're out there and you're in that sector and you have an innovation and you have registered your business, you are most welcome. And the only way for you to be able to attend this conference is if you enroll with Uganda Investment Authority, and the chairman and the DG here will give them the portal. We are looking at investors who are in the service sector to come. The service sector, we're looking at those who are in hospitality industry, hotels, tourism. We want to ask them to come, and maybe you are into logistics, and that is also service. We're asking them to come and attend this investors conference. The only ones looking at this time at the traders. It is for those who are doing value addition. So yes, if you are in trade, we will have another conference for you. What does the President want to achieve? I have mentioned to you that the President wants to address the issue of corruption among the investor community. There are so many people who have been complaining that they're not well facilitated, there's too much red tape or bureaucracy, and that is also corruption, or they've been fleeced away with their money, and he wants to come and talk to them, and in real time for them to be able to give a feedback to the head of state in the presence of all the players. And we will start the meeting at 9 a.m. And during the meeting, the President, before the President addresses them and for them to be able to speak to him directly, we're having all the agencies who are responsible for facilitating investment. And we will start with Uganda Investment Authority, who is at the forefront of encouraging Ugandans, whom we call domestic investors, to go into manufacturing and to go into investment or real estate, which is a service sector. Then, after Uganda Investment Authority has spoken about how you're giving access to land and all that, then we get Uganda Registration Services Bureau explaining to them why some of the companies have been deregistered and how they can get themselves registered again or recognized, and the processes. Because as you do know, the President established a one-stop center where all these agencies, ministries, departments, and agencies converge to come and facilitate investment. So we will be having URA to discuss the issues of taxation, and they will have to make presentations early morning. We're going to have immigration, discussing the issues of those who like to become citizens. You know, as you know, the law allows that after 10 years, you can actually get resident permit, among other permits that for you to be able to stay here. We want to talk about electricity. There are issues of access to electricity for the investors. There are issues of cost of electricity that we would like to hear from them, and these sector heads have to address. There are challenges that the investors face, from land registration, land titling, among others, that the Ministry of Lands will have to come there, and all the ministers from those different agencies will be there together with the agents' heads to come and address these challenges as the investors speak directly to them.
We are working with the private sector foundation, for example, to gather all these key investors to come and participate in this. Uganda Manufacturers Association is also working with us in the organization, so we are not doing it as UIA alone. We are with the key partners that actually are on the ground, the investors. So Uganda Small Scale Industries Association is with us too, Kasita. All these are there, and we're working together to ensure that we bring the right people who can really benefit from interaction with the president, and we get key decisions from that to facilitate and enhance the business environment of Uganda and ease doing business in our country. One of the key objectives when it comes out of this, we further ease the doing business in our country. So with that, I just want to point you to the portal. It's already up on the UIA website, so you go to ugandainvest.go.ug/presidential investor conference. Go there and register and come and participate in it.
And now Uganda will join the rest of the world to commemorate the International Day for Persons with Disability on the 3rd of December 2023. Speaking to media at the Uganda Media Center, Grace Helena Samo, the State Minister for Disability Affairs, asked the government to provide and support innovations such as online sign language tutorials for secondary schools and deliver audiovisual copies of the curriculum to mitigate the current teaching gaps in sign language. Clarity was provided for funds from the government to support persons with disability held in votes for the Ministry of Health, Education and Sports, Gender, Labour and Social Development. The State Minister implored the government to increase funding for innovations that facilitate the production of assistive equipment for persons with disability with better and accommodative technologies. This year's commemoration for the International Day for Persons with Disability is set to take place in Mbarara District at Rutoma Senior Secondary School grounds under a national theme, the role of innovations in disability inclusion.
Principle of leaving no one behind, as highlighted in the Sustainable Development Goals, NDP 3, Vision 2040, among other frameworks. The theme focuses on the need to raise awareness and exchange good practices on the importance of innovation as a tool to increase the possibilities for persons with disabilities. Innovations help persons with disabilities in meaningful participation, in expanding opportunities, and in easy sharing of knowledge, and therefore it helps in reducing inequality as foreseen in the SDGs. The theme enjoins the executive, legislature, judiciary, and the private sector to critically think about all the new upcoming innovations in the context of their meaningful inclusion for each category of persons with disabilities. The theme helps us to prioritize empowerment and independent living of persons with disabilities through provision of more user-friendly assistive devices and technologies. This enables persons with disabilities to navigate workplaces, access services, employment, and markets easily, hence enhancing equity and disability inclusive development. The theme will help the different duty bearers in our motherland to reflect on commitments under the SDGs, the Global Disability Summit, the UNCRPD, and others in terms of progress and the need to accelerate our efforts in providing for reasonable accommodation. Some of the key achievements by government in line with Article 35 of the Constitution include, in terms of education, extra 30 minutes for candidate students with disability during UNEB exams, university scholarships, vocational skills scholarships, increase in the capitation grants for schools for learners with disabilities, approval of sign language cadre of staff under the Ministry of Education, among others. In terms of health and disability inclusion, Ministry of Health recently came up with a change in the staff structure, now caters for sign language interpreters up to Health Center 3, level. And of course, I need to note that the structure is there, but it has not been implemented for terms of placing in the real staff. There is a need first, even rehabilitation. They also have come up with a rehabilitation strategic plan. Surgeries for children with disabling conditions have been expanded from Lago to include Jinja, Mbarara, in addition to Kiwa Hospital covering Eastern Uganda. And I want to inform the public that Kiwa these days does not charge. If you have a child with spina bifida or hydrocephalus, you just go to the hospital and they will do the operation free of charge. In terms of access to information, in my own ministry, we have the special grants around 16 billion. And then we have money going to the council for disability of about 1 billion, some 300,000. And of course, we also have partners who give us some money. But in the Ministry of Education, we have money which goes as capitation grant. It's also put in the Ministry of Education. That one goes there for disability issues. So we call it a capitation grant. They also have money that supports the Department of Disability. In Ministry of Health, under the orthopedic workshop, with all the challenges it still has, there's a budget that Ministry of Health sets aside for issues of persons with what? Disabilities. And almost all the ministry departments and agencies have been asked to include people with disabilities. So you'll find our budget is staggering in all the MDS. And we have not yet got the level of collecting how much do we have in all these ministries. But at least government takes care of people with disabilities in all the MDS. The Ministry of Disability coordinates all because disability goes everywhere. So when it comes to an aspect of the education, it's the Ministry of Education and Sports which handles it. So you realize that, as I talked about the capitation grant, they also put in the issues of teaching learning materials, they fund for them. We also have a budget of Paralympics to support our people who go for sports. The Ministry of Education is the one who does that under the Ministry of Sports. So issues of education will be got from the Ministry of Education, but we get reports of how far they have gone. The issues of sponsorship, the government loan scheme, the quota system of the 64 students who are taken under the Joint Admission Board, all come under the Ministry of Education, and that is all money. And if our children go, if you are taken on government sponsorship, even your helper, sign language interpreter, is supported by government to enable you finish what? Education. So I think the money is more on the other side. You know, when you kayungirisi, you just keep on talking and then other people act. One of my daughters talked of cerebral palsy. Disabilities are very many. And the truth is, I did not go to all of them. And you remember I said to mention but a few. But cerebral palsy is part of the disabilities. And is one of the disabilities that will be taken care of. You know, they have a lot of challenges. These are people whose certain parts of the body do not perform. So they really need innovation to rehabilitate that process. So I think this is also something that we are fighting for, to see how these people can be supported. Because if you have a system which gives them support, then their lifespan can also what? Increase. But as we talk, cerebral palsy, spina bifida, and the others are still new disabilities that people are struggling for. And usually people who get cerebral palsy could have got an accident, could have got a challenge, but every time there's something that comes up. So I think we are working hard to see that under the theme of the role of innovation, can we discuss with the innovators how we can improve on cerebral palsy as well. But there are many disabilities. There are really many.
Thank you for watching UCTV News. It is time now to take a commercial break.
UCTV, good news for all. You are watching UCTV, good news for all. For this and more, tune in to Kasese Get Radio 100.5 in Western Region, located at the hill of the Diocese of Kasese. KGR brings you all Catholic programs and an advertising platform in all our radio shows like Good Morning Renzori, Chama Towoka, Ukute, the business show, Propeller, the request show and sports, Evaluation, Bahinga Bakuluka, Late Night Show, and many others. Our other services include Isuzu Tipa, a Noah car, public address system, live band, Omokekera, an audio recording studio, and outside live broadcast. For more information, call 0773 597 166 or visit our website www.kasesegetradio.com. Kasese Get Radio Omusondolia, the voice of truth.
It's unbelievable. Now, companies, businesses, and organizations can make bulk payments easily with Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT to anyone without the need of a bank account, anywhere, anytime, just like that. The recipient needs only their phones, national ID, and token number received via SMS to withdraw money from any center agent nearby. The Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT is simple, secure, and convenient. You think it's too good to be true? Visit any of our branches countrywide or visit www.centenarybank.co.ug to know more. Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank is a member center group regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
Catch incredible stories of resilience, success.
You can manage that money.
With a topping of inspiration.
Get interested in people, not interested in yourself.
Inspire, achieve, repeat.
UCTV, good news for all.
Welcome back. You are watching the Uganda Catholic Television. This is UCTV News with me, Sunday Gloria Aboch. And finally, from the world of sports, City Oilers have progressed to the semi-finals in the BAL Elite 16 tournament after beating COS PN from Madagascar and JPC from Zimbabwe. Semugenze Mustafa was there and now brings us the details.
We have to respect teams that are playing here, that come to compete and come to win. But at the end of the day, we have to expect that we have to play hard. We have to play through those tough times to try and get a win, and that's very important for us. I'm not really concerned about winning the game by 20 points or 30 points, but how we play and how we get better. Obviously, if you look at the stats, so many things that we can do to improve, so that we think about how we should play easily. But overall, the character that we show in the game, and our big players,
Thank you, Semugenze, for that report, and that makes it a wrap for our news tonight. Keep it here on the Uganda Catholic Television. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch, wishing you a lovely night.